Guys, I sure come at you today in Raid Shadow Legends with another champion guide. Today, I thought we'd take a look at another Doom Tower champion. Frankly, I have not got to as many of these as I wanted to. We have an Archmage helmet. Do we have even a guide on an Archmage yet? I'd have to check. I mean, I'm at the point on this channel now where I have to actually go in and type the names out of my existing videos to make sure I haven't already done them. Ryan the Conjurer, we just did. Dark Kale, I think we've done already. But I do want to get to all of these rares here. And I want to start tackling some of the Doom Tower hard champions. But I would love to hear from you guys. Where are you right now in Doom Tower? What champion are you going for on hard and on normal, if anybody, if you even care about Doom Tower? Today we're going to go way down to Vasal of the Seal, who is a demon spawn legendary, obviously, champion from the Doom Tower hard track. So we're really skipping ahead quite a bit. I'm sure this video is not going to be super popular because I doubt many of you have him, but he is looking at all these champions. I think that Ginro the Stork is really cool. We've done a guide on him, but really Basatha, Vasal of the Seal, and, you know, I guess you can make the case for Thea and Euros as well are the best in my opinion. And no one really talks too much about Vasal the Seal. So today we're going to go ahead and jump right into his kit and talk about why I actually really like this champion. He's a Force Affinity Legendary champion. He has no lore, unfortunately. HP based. We're going to see him in an HP only dungeon in a secret room in Doom Tower Hard today. So why do I like him so much? What does he do? The Abyssal Seal on the A1 attacks one enemy. We're placing a burn on the target for 2 turns if they're under True Fear or a decreased attack, which he does have on his A2. Also places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 10% of their max HP. So again, not a bad A1 ability here. I hate conditionality on any, ability inside Raid Shadow Legends, but this one isn't too hard to achieve because, again, on the A2 Infernal Darkness on a 3-turn cooldown, we do have an AoE, 100% True Fear, and Decrease Attack. So really solid, right? 100% True Fear on a 3-turn cooldown, along with the Decrease Attack, is a great ability to have. And then on the A3, Demon Possession. So I love this one, guys. It's a 4-turn cooldown. Balances the HP of all allies. HP at the levels of all allies will be brought to the level of the highest HP on your team. After balancing the HP, grants an extra turn. So these HP balancing abilities are usually the best heals you can get inside the entire game, because in most situations, you normally have at least one champion on your team who is pretty healthy. And in these cases, they all get brought up to that level. Now, this one is especially special. That makes sense. Especially special because we get the extra turn afterwards. That extra turn essentially brings us down to a 3-turn cooldown, one of the better heals in the game. Moreover, it brings this down to potentially a 2-turn cooldown because it cycles through our abilities again, getting that extra turn. Thus, we have the chance of placing a True Fear and a Decrease Attack almost all the time on our enemies. It's a very powerful kit, truly, guys. Legion of Doom gives him a special ability where he receives less damage from Bannerlord, High Elf, and Sacred Order factions. If there are 2 or more Demon Spawn champions on the team alongside this champion, increases the crit damage of all Demon Spawn champions by 20%. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, it would be most effective in faction wars, but let's be real. By the time anybody gets this champion from Doom Tower Hard, and this is the issue with Doom Tower Hard champions, by the time you can actually get your account to the point where you can unlock these champions, no one's going to be struggling with faction wars at all. Although, you could definitely speed up your team with it and have some fun with this ability. He also has HP in all battles by 33%. Now, personally, although I've been very critical of Doom Tower Hard champions and some of the normal track champions as well, I don't think these scores are fair. I think that they're very, very low. They're too low, in my opinion. Definitely a very, very cool champion. Again, if he wasn't gate-kept, he'd be really cool. But still, he's effective in quite a few areas, even in the end game, which I'm going to show you guys today. So let me go ahead and show you how I have him built. Super, super basic, easy build on this champion. And I would advise, generally speaking, to you guys, if you're going to build a champion that, you're going to get some utility out of, but you're not going to be using them all the time. Maybe one secret room, maybe just faction wars. Just go with gear that you don't have on any other champions. There's no reason to like min-max these champions. I just threw him in random perception and crit damage gear that I had kind of lying around, right? So that's basically it. It's not rocket science. I don't need like god tier stats on this champion to get a ton of utility out of him. So his total stats that I do have here, we're talking about stat priorities. It's obviously going to be HP, speed, and accuracy. Now he does have an AoE attack on a 3-turn cooldown with the extra turn as well. So getting some crit damage and some crit rate from this champion is going to be great as well. So what I did was I didn't want to stress out about finding enough crit rate on all my substats. Instead, I went crit rate on the gauntlets, and I looked if I could find some crit damage on the substats. Apparently, I couldn't find any. There we go on the boots. I put a crit damage set on him to just kind of beef up my crit damage that way. And of course, I went crit damage on the amulet as well. All said and done, not too bad. 147 crit damage. We have accuracy on the banner. We have crit damage, as I mentioned, on the amulet. And we have HP on the ring. We also have HP percentage on the chest and speed on the boots on this champion. I think perception works really well on this champion. Obviously, we do need accuracy and we need the speed, so he's a perfect candidate for this set. In terms of blessings, I do not have him awakened, but I would probably go with... I might go, if I didn't have another Brimstone champion on my team, I would go Brimstone. Nice to get that extra damage. You could also go Soul Reap if you're using him in the arena. Don't mistake him, for a nuker, though. If we look at his multipliers really quickly here on hellhades.com, you guys can see we have a average damage rating on the A1, 0.25, and a 0.27 on the AoE, which is another average damage rating. Sure, he can deal some damage, but he's not a nuker. He's more of a healer debuffer on your team. So Soul Reap is okay, but I probably even Temporal Chains he's a great candidate for that. Decrease enemy speed for each active buff they have, depending on where you're utilizing this champion. I think that's a fantastic option. You could even go with Intimidating Presence on Vasal of the Seal. In terms of masteries, let's go ahead and build them out together here, guys. Now, we already have him crit capped, right? I believe that was the case. Yeah, he's already got more than enough critical rate. However, the problem is we don't need attack on this champion either, so we're just going to go for the crit rate. It doesn't really matter there. We're going to go for the crit damage, and we're going to come down the left-hand side and simply pick up... Well, you know what? I was going to say just end at War Master. Yeah, I'm just going to go War Master. I think there's a case to be made to go Helm Smasher on this champion because we're going to be using him only against champions, not against bosses. But I think that if we were using him primarily in the arena, for that A2 especially, and the heal's really effective, and he's easy to keep alive, he's a good candidate for a bolster set as well, because he's HP based anyway. You can have some fun and utility kind of surprising your opponents with a Vassal of the Seal in the arena. That True Fear is going to be super annoying for them. In that case, by the way, I would really prioritize accuracy, right, on this champion. I would definitely go triple perception, right, if you're going to use him in the arena. But the True Fear is going to be super annoying. The decreased attack is going to mitigate, obviously, the damage. And then we're going to have the that great heal, right? So you could do a lot worse for kind of a curveball in the arena at your opponent. But for now, we're just going to put him in War Master nice and easy. We can go accuracy, or we can go with steadfast and get the HP. I prefer to go accuracy, so we're going to go support tree. Going to keep it pretty basic here. We do want to go support on this champion, so support in defense or support in offense, I would say, would be the ways to go. Reason being is we really want to increase the duration, of that decreased attack. It obviously is not going to work with True Fear, but, having it's nice to have on a 2-turn cooldown because the ability can sometimes be a 2-turn cooldown. If we pick up Master Hexer, we're almost guaranteed to have that decreased attack up all the time, provided they're not under like block debuffs or something like that. We're going to go Lore of Steel because we have 3 basic sets on this champion, and we're going to go with Spirit Haste. Actually, you know what? His HP burn on that A1 was 100%. It's guaranteed if they're under the... if they're under those debuffs. So let's instead come down here and pick up Shield Bearer, increase the value of shield buffs by this champion by 5%. Of course, he's bringing the shield on the A1 anyway. And then let's go with Kill Streak. for a tier 5 mastery. Tier 6 obviously is going to be War Master. And then let's go with Arcane Celerity. 30% chance of increasing the turn meter by 10% when a debuff cast by this champion is removed or expired. Again, he has 3 debuffs in his kit at a really nice cooldown ratio as well. So there it is, guys. That is the build. Let's go ahead and bring him in. You know what? I wasn't planning on taking him into the arena, but now that I kind of mentioned that, I kind of do. I kind of do want to run him in the arena. So let's see what we can do here on a go second team against this squad, right? So let's get out of there. Let's go. You know what? This is a kind of a cool go second team. Instead of, but I don't have a bolster set. That's the problem, right? So let's take out a Rhodos here. And then instead, let's put a Vasal of the Seal. There he is. And then let's see how we do here. It's going to be kind of cool to run this champion in the arena. I don't think I've ever seen him in the arena, like against me. So we obviously get debuffed. We have to be very careful of Mr. Foley here. Of course, the Deny Revival, but he's not going to do much damage. I do have a Cleanser on the team in Pythion. And now here we go. Let's go in with that A2. Let's see how much damage we do here. Oh, it's a cool animation, huh, guys? I forgot about that. But look at this. True Fear for 2 turns. That's great, man. I mean, granted, we don't need it because we're going to end things right now with Harima, or close to. Just 1 sheep to take care of. But I have to say, man, like, I mean, it's a pretty cool ability, right? It's a pretty cool kit. And I like the tornado coming in, or whatever that is, right? Looks like a tornado to me, right? Pretty cool. That's his A1. Decrease turn meter. Let's come in here. I mean, poor Madame Sarah's, we can't kill her because she's too busy being a sheep all the time. Gee whiz. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right, let's do one more arena battle just for the hell of it, you know? Let's go against, I don't know. I don't really want to handle a Torment team. Let's go against this one. Siphi Rhodos, Shagur on the squad, as well as an Arbiter. So again, they're going to go first here. They come in. Another little sheepy. Okay. Everything's good. Here we go. So they have block debuffs right now. And I don't need a heal. So a little awkward, I would say. I kind of just want to go in with it anyway, just to do a little bit of damage, right? We're not going to, you know, the damage isn't bad on this champion. I guess we'll cleanse off the little poisons. We'll come back in. Let's go ahead and poke here at Rhodos. Come in with the AoE. And everybody's pretty much toast. So yeah, I didn't really do a great job showing him off on this battle. I'll just go ahead and just to say that we used it. Let's go ahead and use it. Take an extra turn. Sometimes just taking, even if you don't need that heal on the A3, sometimes you just use the ability to reduce the cooldown of the A2 so you get another AoE nuke. Let me try it one more time, and hopefully we can demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Get a couple turns out of this champion. Man, that polymorph is triggering right now, huh? All right. So cleanse off this baloney. And A2. Boom. True Fear is so good, man. It's such a good ability. Let's go. And I think it's going to be pretty much toast again. Yeah. Block damage, of course. But this is what I was talking about. It's not rocket science, but even though we don't need... Okay, so I forgot about... You know what, guys? We never get to see Ugo's emergency revive. We get in the situation of using it so infrequently or seeing it used so infrequently that I forgot she even had it. That's pretty cool, though. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. We can use the A3. We don't need the heal, but we get the extra turn. Now we're only 1 turn away from the nuke on the A2, right? In all those debuffs. We didn't need it here, but it's a pretty cool use case. All right, so pretty cool champion. Definitely not S tier in the arena, but I would say underrated in the arena. Like, can definitely get utility out of that champion, no doubt about it. Again, I will caution you guys, you really want to ramp up the... excuse me, lost my train of thought. Oh, the accuracy, right? If you're going to be using him in the arena. And the speed, right? Because you want him to go early and you want him to land all his debuffs. So here we go. This is an HP Force Affinity Champions only Doom Tower Secret Room. It's actually a pretty challenging secret room. These are level 280 mobs. But I'm going to 3-man it here. Or 2 men and a woman. 1 demon, 1 man and a woman. Is that fair? Is anybody offended? we're just going to go in here and just destroy everything, right? We get the block damage in there. We get Deliana. I'm very curious what good control we have on this team. We have Deliana in a stun set. I mean, it's really just ultimate control out of this squad. With that 2-turn True Fear, very, very good on a 3-turn, essentially a 2-turn cooldown, right? Kind of like Mashal-esque with that ability, right? Doesn't have the extra turn on the same ability like Mashal does on Tornado, but he does have the extra turn built into the A3, thus kind of the same result in a way. So I'm going to come back at you guys at the end here. It's not super entertaining, I would assume, to watch me do this, but what we're going to do here is just compare the damage from these 3 champions. I think they're definitely my best 3 damage dealers out of all my Force Affinity HP-based champions. So I want to kind of compare him to these 2 and see what we do. Be right back. All right, guys, so Deliana taking home the prize, 1 million damage. Alsgora was 779, and Vasal the Seal right behind Deliana there at almost 1 million damage. Really cool champion, guys. Hopefully today you've seen why, and hopefully you agree with me. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. Congratulations if you just unlocked this champion as well. Keep the champion guides coming, and don't forget to tell me where you are in Doom Tower as well. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.